Hello and welcome to the Neville Richards Premier League. We're back. A 2-week hiatus, Matty. It seemed like forever. It was gone for way too long.
It has. I've missed the Tuesday night catch-up, but we're doing it today on a Thursday. You've been a bit sick during the week, so we had to postpone it. I hope you're all well, Hazy.
Yeah, no, I'm really good, mate.
Oh, that's good.
No, I'm all good. Just needed a bit of kip, so I'm back in town. It's been a bit of a lull. It's been quite quiet without the Premier League.
It has, yeah. A few of the members have been able to sneak away on a little hiatus mid-season, a bit Jordan De Goey-ish. But I don't know if anyone got up to any of that mischief. But anyway, a few have gotten away and refreshed themselves, and they're all looking forward to round 8 commencing on Saturday.
Do you reckon if John Bowman had Instagram, he'd be in a world of trouble?
John Bowman, maybe not. But I could certainly think of a few other members that would probably be in a bit of trouble with Instagram.
I'll be looking forward to learning who those members are in coming week, because we've been told that we need to harden this up. We need to get a bit more aggressive with our prognostications and all sorts of things.
Is that word of the week, is it?
Well, that's my best one so far, so you better lift if you want to get one in.
No, you got me covered easily.
Oh, really? Okay, well, let's get into it. We had a couple of big results as we recapped after round 7, before the bye. Everyone's sort of back in the mix of Tornadoes breaking through. There's a couple of really big games, but what we have got is the chance for teams to play each other a second time for the first time. So let's look at that. The first big game out we want to look at for this week, round 8, is the Warriors and the Goblins.
So yes, when they met last time, which was the first game of Premier League, the Goblins got over in a tight one, 164 to 157. Stars for the Goblins through the first round there was Robbie Moorcroft, Daniel Hopgood, Flea Pollock, David Milne and Gary Haywood. They were sort of the scorers that contributed to the Goblins that week, while the Warriors had Richie Howe, Skeeter Howard, Darren Wilson, Nipper Dodds and Ando Wooten. They were sort of the scorers for the Warriors. It was only 7 points of difference. The Goblins players, even during the break, have had some good form. Robbie Moorcroft returned to some form, and also Pete DeFazio and Dale Pollock. And then the Warriors actually had Skeeter Howard chimed in with a little 42 during the break. So he's been in some form, and also Nipper Dodds, but Nipper's under a bit of a knee injury concern at the moment.
Really?
He's pushing through using a cart so he can get round, but he'll be looking forward to continuing that form this coming Saturday. The Warriors will be a man down with Barry Doyle out of action due to work commitments, and then also that'll be cancelled out because David Milne's away for the next 7 weeks.
7 weeks?
So their team will be down a player for 7 weeks.
Do you think the team will be in the finals when he gets back?
Well, I think he's hoping, because we do have a few members away over the next 7 weeks, so all teams will probably be 1 or 2 players less. So it's important that the depth of the team really has to come to the fore here. But I reckon the Warriors will be hoping Andrew Wooten to stand up and show some intestinal fortitude this week.
Well, it's interesting you mention him because, he's been the subject of a lot of our discussion during the break. He's been negotiating with you about a bet or two.
Yes.
Have we finalised terms?
No, we haven't come to a mutual agreement on this, and I don't think we will, because Andrew just wants it too much in his favour.
Really?
So I think
it's just me.
Yes,
him.
and then he wanted to involve you in the bet as well. So we've decided, no, Ando, you're too hard a bargainer. No give on your side, so we're not going to bother.
Really? So it's dead in the water? Or
dead in the water, yep.
Wow, it's like Middle East peace negotiations.
Yep.
Is this the last time he actually played well in round 1, by the way?
I reckon it would be.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Anyway,
today we've got a very special function of our return to the second half of the season. We've got a special guest tipster who's going to come in and prognosticate for every single match. Do you want me to introduce, or do you want to?
You can introduce.
Well, she's very special. She's very knowledgeable. She's grown up around golf. She knows everything there is to know about golf. We'd like to introduce Mariah Milne. Mariah, come on in. We're just going to have a quick little thought from you on the Warriors versus the Goblins. Welcome.
Hi.
Who do you think is going to win?
Goblins.
And why?
Because they sound more efficient.
Efficient. Well, that's as good a reason as any. It's better than Maddie and I've had all year. So thank you. We'll get you back for a next one very soon. Now, the second game, Maddie, we're going to look at is, I think, the Tornadoes and the Pigden Street Pirates.
Well, Tornadoes, they would be up and about this week after their win last week or 2 weeks ago over the Peakers. But first round, the Pirates won convincingly by 11 points over the Tornadoes last time they met. Tornadoes, Brian Bell had his best score for the year in round one with 35, Johnny Hill 33, Phil Stevens, Sean Ward and Jeff Holland were the other contributors for the Tornadoes. While with the Pirates, Joy Francis, David Newman, Darren Heaton, Justin McGrath and Gary Thompson were also contributors for them. As I said, Tornadoes should have the confidence. Their players performed during the break. Judy Said, who was pretty pitiful for the Tornadoes there.
Wow.
She actually won the monthly medal for the women, so she's found form at the right time for this match. And the Pirates have also had one of their ladies, Yvette Pollock, has won the last 2 4-balls, so she's been in white hot form as well. The Tornadoes definitely need improvement, but I have noticed that the Pirates will be a couple of players down this week too, with Gary Thompson adventuring to Thailand and Joy Francis still away, so they'll need all hands on deck.
I hope Gary's injury is all right for him in Thailand.
Yes, well, hopefully it will be. And actually, there's actually another injury. David Newman's had a sore elbow for the Pirates this week. So he had to cancel from Saturday. So hopefully that's on the mend and he'll be back in town for Saturday.
And Peter Solhub, the spiritual leader, we haven't decided who actually is the captain yet, but he's going to be playing with a couple of damaged paws. He's got a couple of little hand things going on. So it'll be big fight from the spiritual leaders. You'd expect nothing less.
We'll just go to the next question.
Oh, don't go soft on me here. I don't want to hear this. I've been noticing Phil Stevens. We've got a very big day for the Portarlington Footy Club on Saturday.
Yes, the Nathan Jones Day.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that he's going to come in before that happens. He's up and about. He wants to sort of bowl over a good score. So they're going to win. I'm going to see Phil Stevens have a 38-39 before midday, I reckon.
Yes, he was off at 7:30, so he'll be kicking the dew off, and hopefully their team can have the win, and also the Portarlington Demons.
Yeah, wouldn't that be a nice result for the whole town to see Nathan Jones, have 63, 64 possessions?
Yeah, well, I did offer my services at full forward, but just to get them over the line, but Mr. Cogger rejected that offer. So
really?
Yeah.
Asking price too much?
No, he just didn't want me to see me do a hammy. So
really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Mariah, if you could come back in and give us your tips here. This is the Tower Road Tornadoes versus the Pigden Street Pirates. Who do you fancy?
Tornadoes.
Tornadoes.
Any reason why?
Because, well, they're scarier tornadoes.
Oh, you are scared of the wind, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Tornadoes.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Lock it in. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Well done. Now the next match to come under the microscope is the Hood Road Hookers and the Back Paddock Bullies.
Yes, well, both of these teams are coming off wins in our last round, with the Bullies having that magnificent victory over the Peakers. When these teams last met, the Hookers knocked off the Bullies 159 to 134, one of the biggest defeats of the Premier League season so far. For the Hookers, that was when Woody was in form with 35, Brian Barrell, Brian King, Ian Francis, and also Lynn Kirby and Sweens had 29, so they contributed to their teams. While the Bullies had Maskell, Jackie Rowe, Fiona Newman, Bill Reid and John Wooten, they contributed for theirs. But an example with the Bullies there, one of their scores in the first round was Johnny Wooten with 21. So it's very hard to win if you have such a low score during the round there. The Bullies players are coming off good form as well. Matty Miles won the Hemsworth during the week in the 4-ball event. Kevin Hudson's also had a win. Ian Party's actually been out for a month, so I think the Hookers would be liking him to return, but then again, he hasn't contributed at all season, so maybe it doesn't matter if he doesn't turn up. And Woody's been shocking since he's come back from his injection.
Well, you haven't painted a great picture there, so I just want to put a bit of heat on Matt Miles. He's performed well in week 8 and 9, where there's been no Premier League.
Yeah.
So, it's all well and good to go out and, do it when there's no heat on, but Premier League's where it's at.
It is, and he's just probably like some certain football teams, just not performing at the right time.
Like Bulldogs?
Correct.
Really?
Yeah, might be a correlation with that.
Wow, that's pretty controversial. I like where you're going though. They haven't fired a shot. And they were, they look good coming into the season.
Yeah, well, they would beat Hawthorn during the season, so what do we say? It's our team.
We shouldn't say too much. Let's talk about football. Mariah, you want to come in here and give us the thoughts on the Hood Road Hookers versus the Back Paddock Bullies?
Bullies probably win.
Bullies, probably not confident on this one. Why is this?
Because bullies are stronger and they will swing farther. So,
I'll swing Farah.
yeah, so that's why
Really?
I think they'll win.
I like that. There's now.
Most of
Think-
the time bullies win.
No, bullies never win. In the big picture of things.
Sometimes they do.
No, not in the big. We're all about no bullies. But in this case, no worries.
So we'll keep a record of these tips and we'll go over them next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's the best word from a Milne we've heard this year, Farah.
Farah.
I think that's outstanding. She's playing you on the break, mate.
Yes, well, during COVID remote learning, I did have to go back to English class. So we did fail a couple of those subjects for grade 4. But anyway, we'll just move on to the next game.
Which is the Peakers and the Crusaders, a massive match.
Yeah, first versus fourth here. Peakers, we can't really say much more about them. Their scorers last time, where the Peakers defeated the Crusaders 150 to 141. Peakers had scoring from Bull Thompson, Julie Milne, Chrissy Dodds, the McMuffin, the manager, and Peter Vogel. While the Crusaders, Johnny Leading, Norm Evans, Rob Stiglbauer, Jan Cogger, and Bill Adams were the contributors for those teams. Last time they met, I think the Peakers might be smarting. I think Lee McMurrich was heard that after they got defeated in that last round that he's carried them all season. And then the one time he performed dismally, the team couldn't lift him over the line. So,
Wow.
yes, quite arrogant in his appraisal of how his team performed. So that might be the cracks starting to appear. But we've got some players missing here as well, like Julie Milne's away for 7 weeks, so the Peakers will be one down there. Jan Cogger won't be playing Saturday. I think she believes the footy club day is more important than Premier League, so we need to speak to Jan about that there. The Crusaders will be looking for Sue Holland to continue her winning form. She was a winner of the Salva a couple of weeks ago. And Robbie Stiglbauer has been in some form as well. So I think they'll be hoping the Crusaders, I'm not sure if Ben Hoskins back this week, but if he does, he could be really bolster that team.
He's been hot and cold, Benny, hasn't he?
He has.
More like cold and frigid, I think, is probably
Yes,
rather than hot and cold.
he's been in the bath, in the beer freezer.
I see Yanni Luthouris has been looking reasonably ominous, though, physically. He's been up and about. He's getting a lot of games in.
Yeah, he's just bought some new wheels, so I reckon the Crusaders will be hoping when he wears those on Saturdays he gets blisters. But no, Yanni has been in good form. This will be today's the third time he's played this week, so
Wow.
He's practicing and he's really looking to fire for the second half of the season.
Now, Mariah, this is your last chance for glory here. It is the battle of the top of the table, Madonna's Peakers, and the number 4 ranked crossover Crusaders. Who do you fancy? It's a tough one, isn't it?
I think you told me before at the start that you liked one of their logos, their picture, didn't you?
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, that's the Peakers.
Yeah.
Why do you like the Peakers? Because of the logo?
And because they sound more better.
They
than
sound
everyone
better?
else. Yeah.
Very good. That's good. Well, thank you. You've been outstanding. You've been
Thank
very
you for coming
insightful.
along.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
That's Mariah Milne, who some might say has brought great, I think, I'm not sure of the word that I'm actually looking for, but she's brought...
Did she increase the IQ of the panel?
There's no doubt about that. She's brought great respect to the Milne family, where some have been questioning it watching these videos. So.
Yeah, well, I actually, while you were crook, I offered Brian King the opportunity to come and co-host. Turned me down, but I thought that Mariah would probably actually give more than what Kingy would.
Yep.
Oh, well, controversial there in the background as well. Now, I want to bring up this, Maddie. Some might question, it's fair enough that I'm not doing it, but you've been thrust into the role of supermodel here.
Yes.
What are you rocking, and what size is it, model?
Yes, it actually, as you can see, does fit the larger gentleman. Actually, this is a Travis Matthew polo.
Nice.
We've just got them in store. Actually, Callaway Golf supply the Travis Matthew brand into Australia, so we thought we'd put some of that in. Really comfy, nice lightweight, stretchy, which I need. But yeah, great gear, and it's something that you can wear for golf and also, as you can see, casually as well.
Very sharp, I like it.
Yeah.
Good colours, big range.
Yeah, well, we've just got a small range for winter, but then we'll have a stronger range coming through summer.
Awesome, and big thanks again to Callaway. They've been outstanding with their support of our Premier League this year, as has the naming rights sponsor Neville Richards. I've threatened to get Luke Campbell in here. We'll get him in here soon. Big few weeks coming up, so there's going to be plenty for him to come in and talk about. So thanks again to Neville Richards. Get around those guys, especially if you've got friends looking to move to town. Get around that Panorama development out on the Geelong side of town. Anything more you'd like to say about round 8, the big
No,
preview?
round 8's going to be good to have everyone back into it. We've got Stableford on Saturday, and it'll be good to see how the guys perform when they come back. As we've sort of iterated throughout the season, that it is important if you've got the opportunity to play to turn up and play, because coming into winter, COVID's restrictions have all ended, so people are taking the opportunity to go away for a few weeks and chase the sun or go on cruises and things like that. So if you've got the chance to play, yeah, we really encourage you to come and support your team, because you never know, you could make the finals and then celebrate at the presentation night.
And more about the presentation night in weeks to come. We gave you a bit in the week 7 wrap, but more to come soon. It's going to be a huge night on September the 17th. That's it. Good luck to the Demons on Saturday with Nathan Jones, and we'll catch up with you again shortly.
Thanks,
Let's
AZ.
go golf.